Innovative.
Innovative comedy. You guys, we started? We up? What's good? It's Tony Grams.
10-second countdown.
Oh,
I'm cool ass Cam, the coolest motherfucker on the
Nigga.
planet. And today I'm here with the homies and we want to talk some shit and laugh.
hey.
That nigga try to cut me off, see?
I was still in the
Make sure you
shot.
tap in with our website, www.theinnovativeculture.com. Follow us on Instagram at
You want it all,
innovative.culture and innovative.comedy. And subscribe to our YouTube at youtube.com/innovativeculture.
You want it all.
Innovative.
Who I got in the building with me today?
Yeah, it's Tony Grams. Follow me on IG at Tony Grams, TONY_GRAMS. What's good? Who else is in the building with us?
Hello there, it's your girl Shantanette Morgan. You can follow me at Just Shantanette. That is Sean like Shawn Mendes, to like ta-da, and net like I'm gonna catch somebody's son in my net when I shoot my shot because
Like
honey,
Coward.
I'm so sick of this heat.
Ta-da!
I need to be sitting in the house in the AC with somebody's son. Okay, I just know it. Ta-da! That's how I teach people to spell my name. I don't know. I gotta be
Ta-da.
creative.
How you like it now?
My mom made up some shit, so I gotta make up some shit.
So that's been sticking with you ever since you
Every since.
Damn.
Every since.
All right, well, y'all got a guess. What's up?
What's up, y'all? My name is Ventage. Thank you, Shantanette, for having
You're
me.
welcome.
My name is Ventage, Ventage, spelled just like that with an E.
Like
And
that.
you can find me on Instagram under that, Ventage1245. But I would love for you to listen to my music. So if you have like a streaming platform you like to listen to your music on, I'm most likely on there under just Ventage or Bandcamp. I've been using more frequently, so Ventage on that platform.
And what is Bandcamp? I heard you tell me that the other day when I was trying to stalk you and I wasn't up on game on how to like get music and stuff. Now
Yeah.
that LimeWire is gone, I'm lost. So
I used to think Bandcamp was like, meh, like I just didn't know about it also. So like I wasn't really, there was no charisma there. So I was always like, it would be SoundCloud before I did that. But SoundCloud
Okay.
is a free platform as opposed to Bandcamp where people sell their music, everything costs on there. They let you hear it, but it's a place where you can actually support the artists and see the followers that supported the music. And then for me, I like that platform more than like,
I
than
like
other
that.
platforms.
That sound cool.
Yeah, I remember back in the day, they used to have platforms like Reverb Nation, stuff like that. That was real similar to Bandcamp,
Yeah.
to where it definitely helped the artists out when trying to build that fan base,
Yeah,
build that
'cause
audience.
I feel like it's more than
You're more connecting with the audience too, you know.
right.
Mhm.
You know who you it's like who we were just watching. What's his name? Y'all gonna kill me for this one. But
Ask Tony. Tony was the
but
one
when
playing it.
like this, like when
So
people
I was
throw
DJing.
events in their backyard.
Oh, La
they have
Russell?
La
Yeah.
Russell. They have a closer connection to the people that are following them. And so you see like La Russell, he connects with a lot of his fans as opposed to someone who is just promoting on streaming platforms where you might not know Shang Guo in China and you might not be able to get him to come to your concert that's in LA. So the streaming is good and it reaches people over there until you go to a concert. Then you're going to find that you need to network the same way that you did in America, in China, because it's streaming I randomly found this artist, but they don't have to follow you from that stream. But on Bandcamp, you follow them, you listen to the music, you know when they release, you buy it. You might even see their
It's like
concert
they're
in your
promoted
city.
more. They're promoted more. Like a lot of sites don't promote. It's like even labels. You get signed to a label. It's like, what am I signing for if you don't promote me? You just make money off. I'm doing, like I had a distribution deal with Sony, and when I did music, and I was the only one when we signed the deal that I was like, what are we signing this shit for? All my homies were like geeked up, like we signed, and I'm like, everything's the same. Everything we did to get to this point.
Yeah.
There is just now somebody that's gonna make money off of.
Yeah, they want you to be
like,
independent under their
and
label,
it's
doing
just-
your independent thing,
You're
so
not
they can
bringing
put.
shit to like an audience
Sony
to
on it.
us.
All right, so
Or-
tell me this: do y'all think that like comedians should have like that same structure as
Yes.
artists do? Like, do you think a comedian should be
Yes.
able to sign to a label
And
and
I've
be
been
able to
so
have that
quiet 'cause
promotion?
my brain has been turning. thinking the same exact thing.
Churn,
Not
baby,
only
churn.
being signed to a label, but having some type of platform like Bandcamp where our audiences and our fan base could just directly support us. Because you might not want to come see me at the Laugh Factory, but you might fuck with me enough to watch me every single day.
Listen to
and you
you
just
every
not
day.
you just not somebody that want to be outside.
Right.
Do you know who
And
got
I
that
get that.
platform?
Who?
Innovative Culture.
Mm.
Bam, bam, bam.
Mm.
Bam, bam, bam.
A real platform.
Real platform. I like what you did there.
Shout out High
I like
Life.
what you did there.
High Life
He studied something
marketing.
from a long way away.
Shout out
Okay.
High Life tapping in, watching the live. That's Boo Capone and them, all of them.
Okay.
Shout out to the homies in the live. I'm gonna get them. on
What's
here.
up, boo?
And then
Yeah.
you get like, I think it's like you get full return on like if you sell your songs for $7, you get $7.
I
back.
love that.
And then you're able to split the money evenly with everyone who made the
collaborate
music.
on that song.
Yeah,
The
and-
producer, the
mhm.
engineer.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Now the
everybody
only
get
thing
paid.
there's no split sheet unless you create one, which it goes back to you putting in the work. So the money goes directly deposited into the Bandcamp account whoever created it, and then they take that money and then split it between, like let's say we split it between this table or whatever. Like the engineer gets a.
Yeah.
And then if you're an engineer that's also speaking, then you get a higher percentage than somebody that's just
The executive
me.
producer.
I'm just coming in. What's
No,
up, y'all?
niggas used to get the executive
Yeah.
producer credits on the albums. They didn't produce nothing on the song.
They
They
just
just in there in the
told-
studio.
They just told you what goes on the album. No,
Yeah.
put that one on. I don't know, like that's all executive producer is.
Or they may have been the
Commercial.
one to bring those 3 or 4 artists together on that record, and even something like that deserves some type of credit because maybe them artists wouldn't have came together if you wasn't the middleman.
Yeah, that's an A&R's.
That
an
sounds
A&R
like my
seat.
position in music, actually. That sounds like what's that? What's the DJ name? David Guetta. I ain't
Yeah.
never heard David Guetta voice before in my life,
David
but them
Geffen?
nigga got some hits.
Geffen.
Is that it? No, it's not Geffy.
Oh.
Yeah, David Guetta. He the
It's
one.
like you
So
had that or
David
something?
Guetta is the person behind that. Lightning strikes every time she moves. That's that nigga song featuring Rihanna.
You see how he shook his head? He ain't never heard that
I
shit a
ain't
day in his life.
Yes, you have.
And I gotta hear it to
You trying to say I can't sing? That's what you
No,
saying.
I'm saying
That's
that
good.
shit
That's what you
don't
saying
sound
because I
familiar
wasn't
to me.
trying to. It's because I'm out of tune and out of key. Top Gun. That's
I'm
why.
out of tune
It's
and
the-
out
It's just strange to me because if people actually like worked together, it wouldn't be no reason to just put your name or let me just sneak my name on there. Like if you actually just did something within the like if you have an artist friend, I'm just shout out to you and what you doing on the other side of this camera. But if you have an artist friend, like you should invest your time into supporting them however you can, especially if you see the light in them, because it takes belief. The light has to bounce off something in order to see itself. So
I don't
somebody,
think people know how
Yeah.
to support their artist
Mhm.
friends.
right? I know.
Well, it's not
And
even
then
that though.
they
It's
gotta
like
be open to
Yeah,
like
if
artists
you
and
have a
help.
friend, period, right? If you got a friend, period, and you know that friend is starting up a business or whatever they doing, it's like as
no
a
shade,
friend,
but
you should want to help
you
that
could,
person.
yeah.
Yeah, like if I got a friend that's a barber, low key, it's like I would want to support that friend that's a barber before I go to a stranger. You know what I'm saying?
But
It's like, yeah, that friend may mess up a couple times, but it's like that's a part of growing too. It's like you want your friend to
Right.
get better.
Yeah.
You want them to succeed. I mean, you should if they really your friend.
Mhm.
But
I'm
If-
trying to discover how I feel about this right now in the moment because I really don't pay no much attention to it because I realize it's not nothing that I can do about it.
Yeah.
I can't go door to door to every single one of my friends like, hey, can you support me a little bit more? That would be nice. Like I'm trying to do something here. Like,
They don't know what to do.
You
That's
know?
like what you said.
but at the same time, I get being a human being and living my own life. And it's very hard for me to check in with every single individual person that is doing something special and give them the type of support that they need and they deserve.
Right.
Especially when you working and
So-
doing shit
right,
yourself.
but it's a
And
lot of
that's
things
where a lot of it comes from.
that
I think
makes
a lot of
it
people don't support
that
because
is
they
easy
the
though,
same.
right? Like
Mhm.
somebody got a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Subscribing to a YouTube channel ain't really that hard when you already watch YouTube all day. If
It's
you watching other
not.
channels,
Yeah.
why
But
would
what
you
if
not
I
want to
don't
watch your
watch
friend and
YouTube?
support that friend?
And so we
Why
have
would
these
you not
posts
click that
And
button?
so this
It's
is
people who
why.
will purposely avoid clicking that button, but call themselves your friend.
Yeah.
But see, this is why
Yeah,
I'm like,
and then-
it's a very
Mhm.
thin line because, what's happening?
Somebody coming in.
It's a very thin line because I'm not on YouTube. So I would then be like trying to get acclimated to YouTube just to support you on YouTube.
Right. which is what I feared with Bandcamp, because a lot of people listen to music
Yeah.
how they like to listen to it as easiest as they can, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think like given the chance that maybe like you're like a Michael Jackson, and if you just told people where to support you at, they would, you know, because it is that they'd have to see it for themselves, and it would work
And
that
so
way.
that's why, as a creative, it feels like it's so draining because we have to give the same amount of effort to all of these different platforms. And then we could just be one of those creatives that putting out the same exact thing on everywhere. But somebody like me, it's like TikTok not giving the same vibes as Instagram, so I don't want to give them the same content. Like,
Yeah.
you know, like Instagram can't know my deepest, darkest stories and my intimates and me crying and shit. Fuck you niggas. Y'all not about to be commenting on my shit like who records themselves crying. Like Instagram be corny as hell sometimes. But TikTok is the place to cry. Have a 10-minute crying video and people just comment on it like, I get you, sis. I'll be going through the same thing because that's what TikTok is for. People are going on TikTok looking for instructions, directions.
Instantaneously.
It's TikTok. They wasting their time learning new things.
I was like, I got on TikTok a year ago, and then it's what I took. I really don't like TikTok. The reason I don't like it is not the people on it. A lot of the shit, it's a lot of fake, non-real AI, and that shit. And it's people aren't smart enough to know this isn't real.
Right.
And I had like an ex. Like we got in arguments, and she would send me TikToks back to back to back. And one day she asked me, "Oh, did you?" And I was like, "Bro, it wasn't real. Why do you have to say things like that?" And it's entertaining. Like she really got offended. I wasn't like, "You stupid because you watching this or something." I just said that's not real.
That comes with the atmosphere. It's like since MySpace, it's like, "Oh, you don't follow me. I'm not in your top 5. I'm not in your." You know, and I think like that's just been carried on for a long time.
It's like certain
it's
shit.
Fake. It's like
it's just certain things. It's like it's a cool platform to watch certain things.
No. But the same people that complain about not being in your top, right?
Yeah.
Them the same people that don't come out and support you.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And then you have the artist posting directions on how to support them, and then we just skip to the next post. But they're doing what you just said earlier. They don't know what to do. Now you have something that shows you what to do. And not to be rude, but it's like there are people who sit around other artists just to sit around them. And no shade to them. Maybe that's great. But that's also called an entourage. Yeah. And we never know what the entourage does.
But except now entourages, they want to be famous.
Right.
They were always want to be famous, couldn't make it, motherfuckers. Right. Now I do this and I do that, but I know him, and he's my ticket into the club. I said he's my ticket into the VIP, but I do this, so I'm still like flexing on you because I do sketches or I do this. But yeah, he's the big man. That's what Joe Rogan's whole fucking Joe Rogan's whole crew. His existence is that they're all Joe Rogan's homies, and that's what Cat Williams said on the shit when Shannon Sharp asked him like, "Oh, well, I didn't go on Joe Rogan because Joe Rogan ain't interested in talking to me. He's interested in putting out 6 unfunny dudes, but that's his entourage. That's if this was the '80s, those dudes would be entourage. Those dudes would be going to get party favors and shit. Like they'd be getting beer runs. But it's the era where everybody got a camera, everybody got a phone." Everybody got a laptop. Everybody is an editor. Everybody has a team that can just. So
I don't.
And then people
and
be
if
like,
you know somebody who would like to be a part of my team, please tell them to hit me up. And
you niggas be busy. Editor.
I need somebody working on Chantel Morgan Productions with me every single day that I'm working on the shit. We not getting nowhere.
You gotta understand that team that you speaking about all got to come together for a specific thing.
Yeah.
Not everybody.
Now, if everybody out doing their own thing, then it ain't no team.
Getting anywhere.
Man. But if you I'm saying if you're gonna work on some shit, of course I'm gonna be like, hey, I'm gonna pay you to do this. I'm gonna pay you to do this. So that's part of being a team. I know you do the work, so I'm gonna pay you to do it.
If you do it.
Yeah.
But you gotta do it.
Yeah, they gotta do the shit.
They gotta do the job.
If you can be like, you can make a website and be like, all right,
my hardest thing right now is meeting creatives and not minimizing their gifts for my own benefit. Meaning
minimizing?
Meaning like I met Ventage, right? Ventage is an amazing singer. I don't think for a second Ventage to stop making music at all. But Ventage just told me that she like hair and she make clothes. I've been needing somebody to do that shit for me consistently, right?
Right, but,
so it's
but she wants somebody that's gonna fucking support
Right.
the other side.
Right.
So it's like, yeah, you may want to
how do
support
I-
one way,
Yeah.
but at the same time, it's like, hey, I do this too. You know?
So I meet amazing people who have amazing gifts and amazing talent. One of my most favorite people is Chelsea Carlton. Chelsea Carlton is an amazing comedic gift, okay? But I can't minimize Chelsea for Shantanette's needs and make Chelsea fit into Shantanette's bubbles. Although Chelsea is capable of doing everything that I need done for my business to grow, but that's my friend. So I have to respect her in what she chooses to do with her own life. I can't be like, Chelsea, stop looking over there. Look at me. Focus. I can't do that.
Yeah.
So I just have to leave all of these people and let them support me how they will. One of my best friends has never been to one of my comedy shows, and it stings when I think about it. Like, it hurts my feelings. Like, damn, you ain't never even seen me do my thing. Like, this is crazy. Like, but how do you not have time for it? But then I know my friend's life. I know her lifestyle. I know what she doing every single day. I know what she got going on.
You know why she can't make it.
I know why she can't make it. I can't sit up with my feelings in the way every single time, blocking these, these God relationships because I'm not feeling like I can progress faster. If somebody, just because I see the matrix doesn't mean I have to force it down everybody else's throat. That's basically what I'm trying to say.
That's
So
true.
in
That's
that long ass point.
looking at you like, oh, you crazy. Or
Yeah.
she be trying too hard. Or,
Yeah.
like,
But you
I'm trying to
always-
help you, nigga. Like,
You always need a friend
Hey.
who's not invested or is giving ear to what is causing you to have fame. Like, you always need a friend who is just your friend. And they're those friends that sit next to you at the party, and they might look at everybody who came around and have a different discernment, as opposed to you always being around somebody who's like, yes, girl, praise, praise, praise. She's like, I need your heart to be good. I need your spirit to be good. I need your mind to be good. And that's she's gifted in being a friend. So some people are just gifted in being a friend, but it's to have an ear to that, to know that that's your calling, because you get around somebody and you break things off with them, and then it backfires. It's like, well, you should have been invested in being a friend, because look at how apologetic you are. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or whatever. It's just like, really look at it, because even you are apologetic to saying like, oh, I know why she can't come. So even you are called to being more of a friend than saying, I need you to be front row seat at my church.
I need you to be front row seat, because I don't. And that's literally the reality that I'm faced with every time this conversation comes up. That's why I'm like, I'm trying to figure out how I feel about it, because I see it, but I don't say nothing, because I understand all of these different aspects of life, and it's not like it's never one side to anything. And like, God has been good to me to a point where people come to my shows regardless.
Yeah.
Niggas find me on Facebook, Eventbrite, like, I don't know, it just looked like a vibe, and they just pull up. I have never produced a show that has not been sold out. Knock on wood, God blesses me every single time.
Amen.
So it's like, I have no reason to jump down my friend's throat. And then to the point, like you said, some of these friends are just supposed to be my friend. Maybe they're not supposed to see me in that light and in that avenue, because it'll stop them from being the type of friend that I need them to be.
Yes.
If she's exposed to the comedy world and she in the comedy clubs and in the comedy streets with me, she just as exposed as I am. How we gonna talk about my heart posture if your heart just as tainted as mine? Like, you seeing the same shit I'm seeing, like they got you fucked up. Now we all angry and fighting in the middle of the club. So I've decided to believe that God wants me to cultivate my whatever this is going on with me by myself. Like, he's just working on me by myself. And that's why all of these people from my past who know I'm funny, who know I'm talented, they already know these things. These are people who've been telling me this stuff since they met me. Like, you funny, you should do something other than doing you. Like, that should be, like, we should focus you, and you should do that and be that. So it's like, you already gave me what I needed from you, and which was the encouragement. And now it's up to me to do the work and go get the other people to come and jump on this bandwagon. Because my homie said I was funny, so you should follow me. And I don't. So that's why I'm like, I'm still looking in the sky, because I'm like, but it would be nice to look down and see one of my 3rd grade friends or one of my 6th grade accomplices. You know, it's like, remember, girl, this happened, and I'm telling a real story about our life, and you there. Like, that would be nice, but I can't force nobody. I ain't force nobody, because that's
but it's like, so someone told me a long time ago, even with like comedians when I first started doing comedy, and it was like, when you try to like help everybody and you try to be friends, or certain people aren't meant to be brought along, at least at that point. Maybe not at all, but some people are just not at that point.
Right.
So it's like, when that's like to say, oh, I'm trying to, like, that ship is sailing, and they'll be like, oh, they missed the boat. Some people are supposed to miss the boat.
Some people supposed
and then
to
they
miss the
boat
boat.
might be leaving a few
Later.
boats after. It might be the next
Listen.
boat, but they just wasn't meant to be on your
On
boat.
this
Your
boat.
boat might sink because they own it.
Mm.
I feel
Or
like
is there
everybody
certain
here,
support-
everybody can't go and they
certain
take it
support,
negatively.
You just don't. It's not that you don't want it or need it. It's just. It's like, okay, like one thing with me being a friend of people, one thing I've always noticed about myself, I can't. It's hard when people lose somebody.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard for me. Like, I don't know what to say.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't want to be in comments like, my condolences, I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, what am I sorry for?
I
But
feel
it's
you.
like, I know you feel
Mm-hmm.
bad, but I've lost a gang of motherfucking people, family.
That was a
parents.
very dark.
No,
He said,
it's the
"What am I
of
feeling sorry
friendship.
for?"
It's like,
You feeling sorry for their feelings?
No, not
But the
to-
theory
not
is
what am I-
spiritual,
but
though,
it's just,
because
I
if you're
feel
saying-
weird. I
yeah.
don't know what to say. So
I
then
want
everybody
to
do,
make
I feel
you
like a
feel
bad
better, but I
friend
don't
'cause
know
didn't
how.
say
And I don't want to
anything.
do what everybody else is
And
doing. That could be
exactly,
poisoning you
and
in
then
this
it just
time.
seems like,
You got to
oh,
go back and look
you
at all
might
these
be-
comments.
I really think about that while I'm about to comment. Like, this motherfucker might be like, I don't want to hear this shit. No, I've seen people, public figures who
Suicidal.
lost somebody, and they're like, yo, it's like every time y'all comment and say certain, it just kind of opens it back up. Just kind of, we're trying to just move past it.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't want to be. It's a lot of times that's like my out of friendship that always gets me. That's
Yeah.
like my.
Help
I
close
just
the
get
door.
stumped, and I'm like, what do I? I don't want to
So,
DM you like, hey man, if you
This
need
literally
anything.
happened yesterday. So one of my cousins, he's a paraplegic. He's paralyzed from his neck down.
Mhm.
Okay, he commented on. Don't laugh. All right, he talks to his phone. I'm sure he figures it out. Okay, but he put a post on Facebook that said, "I miss my arms and legs," and people are commenting on it like, basically being like, just praying on that they'll come back. That was the genre of it. Or like, find peace in your healing, or God is still with you, and things like that. And so he commented on it and said, don't pray for me, pray for yourselves.
Mm.
And because I know my cousin, I didn't feel words. I didn't have anything to say to that. I just saw it and was like, I don't know what cousin is feeling right now, right? But then when I looked down and saw his comment and said, don't pray for me, pray for yourselves, I received that as I'm not looking for no pity party.
Yeah.
I'm not looking for no pity party. I'm just saying I recognize that I used to have something that I no longer have, and I'm just,
Saying I miss it.
I'm just saying I miss it.
I
Like,
just
don't
meant it.
pray for yourselves, because you could end up like me, right? So
I'm
it's just like,
venting at this point, like.
mm-hmm.
So it's like I understand, and as people don't, and then that's the thing too. Again, how we talked about TikTok, just social media. Period. Context. Shit is lost with no context. You
Mhm.
you sound crazy saying certain shit, and no
Mhm.
one knows. They can't hear your tone. They can't hear the emphasis on this word and not that
Mhm.
word. Because if the emphasis is on that word, the sentence is a whole nother fucking sentence. It's like, damn, these are fighting words now. Like, bro, I didn't even put the
Mhm.
emphasis was on
You
that.
read it
But
that way.
You read it
You
with this,
read it
and
that
it
way.
sound like I'm turned up and like, well, nigga, it's whatever.
I
But if
must
you put
have
the,
posted.
You put the it's.
I
is
must
the-
have
is the emphasis
posted a
on it's
video.
or nigga, it's whatever. It's like which one is emphasized? So it's
I posted a video of my daddy and my little brother changing my mom's
Oh,
tires.
yeah.
You saw that, right?
yeah.
This girl commented on the video, and she's like, basically she said that women should stop being lazy and playing damsel in distress, and you should learn how to change a tire. And my whole thing was like, bitch, I know how to change a tire. Like, that was never the issue.
Yeah,
Like, the knowledge
damn.
was never the
I
issue.
never
I
feel
don't
there to do
want
it
to.
for me.
Like, that was, I don't want
Right.
to
There's
do
someone
it.
there
I
to do
prefer
it for
someone
me.
else.
Nigga,
to-
sometimes I don't
Right.
want to. If I'm not gonna change the tire
So-
for AAA, gonna pull up.
I didn't have it.
I can change it,
I
but-
never had an attitude. I was never upset. I
Yeah.
laughed at every
You
single
like I
comment.
didn't go at her.
I found it hilarious.
I let her live.
Everything that people were saying back to me, right? Then she commented on it and said, I said, you tried to intimidate me and make me change my opinion, but my opinion is not changing.
You said that to her.
That's what I said. I said, you tried to intimidate me. She said, bullying. Wow, nobody ever said that. It was never that serious. I said, oh, this went left. You can't read,
She
okay?
she trying to,
You
like,
clearly
gaslight,
cannot
spin it
read.
around.
Don't gaslight me, okay, baby? I never said it was up and it was stuck. I'm just saying you tried to intimidate me into changing my point of view, and I'm not changing my point of view. I still think men are important, which was what I was saying the entire time. And everybody is like, girl, you don't need no man. You just want one. What does that got to do with the man being important?
It's like a
Okay,
point of, like,
what does
pumping
me
the
wanting
button,
him
man,
got to do
girl.
with his importance? I don't get it.
Like pump the gas or it's just normal the shit you do. Just pump the gas,
Hey,
change the
AB.
tire. Stay like I got it. I'm like, all right.
I got it,
fine.
nigga. I will never be an I got it female. No, sir. You want to do it? You got it. Okay. Let me get out the way and let you be a man. My
Yeah.
friend was getting her car washed yesterday. the guy across the street, hand wash. The man across the street was washing her car. I said, girl, are you gonna make that man a sandwich? You gonna give him some lemonade? You need to make him some homemade lemonade and get this man something to eat, okay?
With the little negligee teddy.
Listen, no, I did not say do all of that. We are not slanging cooch, okay? I do not condone slanging coochie
like,
to
nigga,
no.
it is 2 o'clock in the afternoon, man.
What's up, Josiah?
She's wearing a teddy at 2 p.m. On the sidewalk with a lemonade tray.
Child,
like,
that is never.
I think the other tire was
and that's a man for you. You see, I gave you the
an
fortune
alley-oop.
you deserved for the car wash, and now you want to see my whole nakedness and my body and everything. You niggas are ungrateful.
Behind the back, 360.
You're ungrateful.
480.
By the way, let me see your titties. That's what he just said.
Let me see that again. Turn to the side. Yeah.
That's what he just said.
Yeah. So
hold on, put it down. Pick it back up.
Pick it back.
That do get complicated though. Like, how do you guys as men feel when like
How
you're
do y'all
attracted? Just in general.
Just all the time.
Period. How do y'all feel? Let's stop
sorry.
there. Okay, let's just talk about that. How do men feel in general in this
But
climate?
during a relationship while
It
they're
don't
single?
matter. It don't matter. In the climate of
I'll be feeling
today's
free.
world, you be
I
feeling
ain't got
free?
nobody to worry about, like trying to prove you ain't doing something. Or,
Do you feel like that's all relationships are? Like you trying to
it
prove
just
to,
depends when you get
to
in
the
with
other
the wrong
person?
Because that's it. Yeah, like, because I've been in relationships that were like long and were cool, like no issues.
So
And
why
I'm
y'all
gonna
break
say
up?
this:
Go ahead, Kim.
whether in a relationship or not, as a man, you should be trying to be your highest self, your
Period.
highest version of yourself.
Yeah.
Big period.
So
I like the way you sat up in your chair when you said that. It made me want to. You see how it don't take a man much
That's
to make a
man.
woman be a woman. Okay, it's like, hold on, let me respect what you're saying. Go ahead.
now, if you like lacking or slacking in some way, you know, you can't blame nobody else or nothing like that or whatever. As a man, you got to kind of just look at yourself and be like, what am I doing? Is
It
it
is
this?
never
Is
her
it this
fault.
situation, or is it this, or is it this? Do I need a new? You know what I'm saying? It's like you got to figure out what it is that's gonna fucking enhance your life to where you can live at your highest level.
Highest level at all times. I feel like should be the same for women,
Yeah.
but I know it's not the same for anybody, like across the board, man, women, trans, LGBTQ, PRS, whatever you want to be. That's not the universal thing, and it's really like treacherous people out here hooking up with innocent-hearted people. Like, really just want the good in the world. Never been hurt before.
Just
Never
to take
really
advantage.
But
been.
them innocent
Just to
people end
take
up turning to be
advantage.
treacherous, and then the cycle
Savages.
continues.
The cycle continues. And my last
Hurt
relationship
people hurt people.
hurt me so
Saga
bad.
continues.
But God
Wu-Tang.
was working on me
Wu-Tang.
so tough that I had already got the word that hurt people hurt people. I had already been saying that for like 5 years prior to this relationship. So I had already had it in my mind, like, just because my feelings are hurt doesn't mean I get to hurt other people, right? But when I tell you this nigga pulls the Satan out of me, okay, child, I just be so angry because it's like, how could someone that I care about treat me so bad? Like, that just didn't make any sense to me for a long time. Like, this couldn't be real, because how is it so bad if I love you so much?
A lot of times people because it's the closest, they failed, this motherfucker love me this much to where they ain't gonna leave or do
They're
shit.
not gonna let
It's like
nigga,
family.
boy.
Family, I've always said family are the word. They'll take advantage the most because they feel I'm family. What this nigga gonna do?
Honey,
I'm family.
my
I'm
private
your
parts
uncle,
working,
I'm your
I know
cousin,
how
I'm
to
your
cook.
brother.
I ain't
You gonna
staying
shoot
nowhere,
me?
okay?
I ain't gotta
It
pay
better
you
be
back.
comfortable.
Just they owe you $400. I ain't gotta pay you back that. It's family. They expect. Oh, you would have gave that to me anyway. It's certain people when it's a relationship of any kind, they just feel, oh, like what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
So,
I don't think
and
people
it's
should have
like
expectations
certain
of
people that
people.
look at
But it
things like
shouldn't
that.
be expectations. I feel like instead of expectations, people should have standards.
Yeah.
So you have the
I was gonna
standards
say
that you
that.
People,
uphold
moral
yourself
standards
to,
and values
you know,
are
for
like supposed to be
yourself.
embedded
And
in
then
you at a
based off
certain
of
age.
Yeah.
based off of the standards for yourself, then you're gonna teach people how to treat you.
Yeah.
What are your moral ethics?
But if you
Motherfuckers don't
carry
even have that
yourself
shit,
in
though,
a bad
like,
way, in an improper way, it's like you can't get upset
And
when
I
you get
will
mishandled
say
by somebody.
Timing is everything. Timing is everything. Because there are some people out here that will move you so fast that you can't even witness and pay attention. Like, I
That's
don't
because
like
that's what
this.
they used to doing.
I don't like how this
They
feels.
used
This
to
is
like
weird.
they're used to like a program. And that's how they feel comfortable. It's fuck. That's what I'm saying. It's fuck how comfortable you
has
are.
to be a system.
It's fuck how much you love me and make me comfortable. I still have to be comfortable more than what you saying. or what you like doing for me in my zone and do whatever. And then some people are only comfortable in conflict. Some people literally are only comfortable going at it with other people, fighting, arguing in comments. Before there was even, imagine what people were doing before there were comments and social media. These same motherfuckers that are old online arguing and fighting and cussing people out in comments. What was this bitch ass motherfucker doing in the 80s or the 90s?
Arguing,
the same shit
out, fighting people.
that they could. And
Haters
they got,
never stop hating. They just find somebody else to hate on.
And then they got on the party line when the party line was invented and was hating on niggas.
The loop.
It
was on the loop. All in the mailbox.
Don't do any hardcore cruising. That's not for this.
I don't know the platform that he's doing it on. I don't know if it's like a I don't know what it is, but it's a little innocent looking black guy. He looked like he a gamer, not a gamer, but like he looked like he into magic and shit. Okay, I don't know. I don't want
like Harry Potter.
I'm not trying to label nobody, but the nigga looked like he played Yu-Gi-Oh. Okay, so listen, he comes on the live
from Hogwarts.
Right, he gets on the live real respectful. He say, "Hi guys, how are you doing?" And the people that be popping up on his shit be like, "You fucking nigger," and all kinds of weird shit. And it's like, why are you talking to him? You have no reason to talk to this man like this. You don't even know him.
And then some of them accounts probably won't even be real accounts. They probably just little burner accounts.
These be people.
Mm-hmm. Like if you click on their shit, they got videos up too.
I click on the shit. I see Tony. Tony sitting there smoking that blunt. Me and Tony talking, having a conversation. I don't know what the platform is, but that's what it is.
Twitch or something, or
I don't know.
Because Twitch has like real standards.
No, what's that other new shit that they be on?
It might be Rumble.
Man, it's another one.
Y'all know what it is? No, it's not that.
Because I just saw one like that.
What's the one? What's his name be on?
Reddit?
No, not man. Reddit. It's like a video live streaming type of Bigo.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
Bigo.
I don't be on that type of shit.
The next time I see it, I'm gonna share it.
And that shit gets your blood pressure up as you be going at. I unfollowed TMZ off of Facebook like 10 years ago. Because I caught myself arguing with racist white people in comments of shit that just didn't even make sense. And I would get like head rushes. Mm-hmm. Like I'm sitting at a keyboard like charged up like because this motherfucker's saying something. And I'm checking them and people are liking my shit and responding like. And it's just, why am I doing this with a fucking old person that's in Venice?
Like, for everything in the world that there is to do, right? For everybody that does that, there's some type of like underground fucking following or whatever for that specific thing. You know, like I did a wrestling show yesterday. I went out there to go work, and even for them, they got a whole like lifestyle within all London.
Focus, and let him finish.
Yeah,
So when it comes to like music, you know, when people in LA who do music, you tend to start running into all the same people. Same thing with comedy. It's only so many clubs, right? Everybody want to get into them clubs, so you're gonna start running into the same promoters. Yep. So I say all that to say, you're gonna have haters within those communities as well.
Oh, for sure.
And it's just knowing how to navigate and knowing how to deal, because no matter what you choose to do in your life, there's always going to be a hater out there that's going to hate on you trying to do that.
Hate on you, only you.
It may not even be because of you.
It may be just right here on this podcast.
Break it down,
I would
sister.
love to be a person who doesn't respond to haters. I would love to sit here and tell y'all that, but I'm not that delivered. And I don't know if that's my calling.
Come on, we're getting there.
Because God might want me to be the person to be like, stop that. Why are you acting like? Do you realize you being real nasty?
And I'll be in the
comments, really acting like somebody old ass auntie. Because why would you fix your mouth to say that to a stranger? First of all, you don't know me from a can of paint, sir. Why are you talking to me like that? It's been times, Cam, where I will go to somebody's page. I will look at all of their shit. I'll be in your whole fucking life. I know when your nephew turned 2, because you was the same nigga sitting there singing happy birthday to your 2-year-old nephew on the pond in the lake, and you sitting here mad at me because I will go there. Because you're not about to just say anything to me.
What I like, though, is when people will post something and somebody will comment on it, and that person trying to get some attention off their comment, but then their replies start lighting up of people send the fuck out of there. It didn't go their way. And now they want to take their profile picture off.
I got comment soldiers.
Put their page in private.
Nigga. In the comment, you see it say 27 weeks ago. And it's still like in the last
Still
reply,
ain't
it was 2
replied
hours
on it.
ago.
So going back to
2
TikTok,
hours ago,
going
all
back
the
to
reply.
TikTok, when I got on TikTok maybe a year ago or 2 years ago, and no, it was probably like maybe a year and a half ago.
Same.
And I went hard on TikTok. I got my 7,000 followers real quick because they were doing the Black Girl Follow Train, right? But at the same time that the Black Girl Follow Train was going on, the Latinas started the Latina Follow Train, right? Both of them popped up on my algorithm feed because that's what I be looking for and that's what I be into, right? So I decide
female supporting females. And
I
shit
decide I'm gonna put my both sides together. I had decided in my personal life. This was without TikTok. I decided in my personal life I was tired of not claiming my Panamanian roots. Like they in there. I probably can't see him. You probably can't find them on your television. But listen, she came from Panama. She birthed her, and she birthed me. So therefore, that makes me XYZ. And y'all not about to keep telling me I'm not right. I had decided that on my own. Got on TikTok, used both hashtags, Black Girl Follow Train, Latina Follow Train. This man commented on it.
It's always a random nigga. Some weirdo.
Man commented on it. So many men commented on it and told me that I was a self-hating black woman.
Sister.
Because I claimed my
And I bet them niggas still follow Dr. Umar goofy ass. Them
okay,
same
I'm
niggas.
not calling that man goofy.
Oh, that nigga's a goofy.
I ain't never heard him say nothing goofy
that
in
nigga
my
try to be. That
okay,
nigga beefing with DL.
goofy on my
The
timeline.
school ain't open and you still beefing with DL. You started beefing with DL.
Okay, wait.
Tony's been slandering Umar on every
Oh, now
episode.
it's
Wait. Okay, look.
Is it slander or is it fact?
I get it.
Let her speak. Hold on.
No,
let her
I
speak.
have
Is
been
it slander
overheating.
or is it facts?
And this
Because I come
coochie box. It's so hot, y'all. But you know, give all glory to God. I'm making it through. It's
Hallelujah.
so hot.
Hallelujah.
But spiritually, offenses get carried to one another if we do not discover that God is our defender. They always say don't catch an offense, but they never say the rest of the scripture. Even I'm paraphrasing, but I know that God is my defender. And so in that, we have to grab hold to God because he's also the revenger. He's the spiritual revenger. So he's the reason why people have to eat what they ate or what they said. You know what I'm saying? Eat what they said. Yeah. And so we have to eat what we said too. Because then if you carry that, what he said to you or what all these men said to you, and you go home and you carry that and you try to discern good from evil on it, which is the spirit God has given us, and we go evil because we only know how to discern it. But some people don't know how to do good. They take the discernment and do evil. So we have discernment to say, okay, that's right and that's wrong, but then we walk the wrong way. We do it every day. So, but when it comes to an offense, we must be careful because we'll start carrying this offense for years and give it to our homegirl and give it to our friend and give it to our somebody we don't know because somebody I didn't know came up to me and told me, and so I carried that on my life. You got dick sucking lips when I was in elementary.
Damn, that's
Like,
crazy.
so I'd be like, yo, bro, that's that. But I had to say,
That's crazy.
I had to say to myself, you know, I forgive all of what everyone's doing because they're doing it unto God. And that brought fear to me because it's wisdom in that. Now you have access to asking that person why they said that instead of saying, you know, you're completely wrong and blah, 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 and standing on your pride. Pride always comes, the pride always comes before the fall. And so we must see, like, even in the pride, if things don't go your way after you said what you said, you still feel the strife and grief. So it's just pointless to even try to state your opinion when God has no access to filling you in the discernment level and the discernment when you're just saying, I am certified in just understanding things because I've achieved what understanding is. I can just tell you you're being rude. Let's just, even that. But there are some, and that's their calling, to be judgers upon people. We have justice upon people.
And I feel it has to be because somebody,
And
there's
so,
people
yeah,
that
there's a certain way to say things.
No, I'm
But
kidding.
you don't want it to get there, though.
Can do
I'm
shit,
so sorry.
and then it's like it's almost like you can't you can't hold shit over people.
Yeah.
But then there's people that just try to do the worst shit that feel like I get to move on like a person that did something
horrible.
Like,
So
and it's
I want to go back to me
don't acknowledge what I did.
to me commenting
Don't
to
look
the
into my
trolls on
past.
Facebook.
I mean, like
and
that's why you have registry lists.
And God
for
makes
motherfuckers
you.
that did shit,
God,
so you
I'm
can't-
sorry.
no
it's
one
about to
can
be a
forget.
second. Yo, and God makes you the person he's using to give that person that did you wrong
It's
mercy.
a wake up call
mercy.
or something.
He uses you to give that
Because
person
it's all
mercy.
it's about.
You're the only person that can give it because it was done unto who? Unto you. So then if somebody says, you know, I don't want to forgive them, so then God is not going to forgive them to the extent of you meeting and standing with being forgiving, which is, it says that it's good to be merciful. It's good to be forgiving. You should be forgiving towards everybody.
Yeah.
Why? Because you're carrying a burden of weight that's not yours, because people are fighting God, not you. God is just using you for the good. God is using you for life. So why are we in a predicament where we have to talk to people about deathly things?
Preach,
We got to
child.
look at it spiritually, because then it's like, okay, I'll turn my back to that, because that's going to pull out something that's not of me. We also have evil in us. So we'll pull out
It's a
something evil.
balance.
It's
That's
like,
what yin and yang is.
Yeah.
It's dark and white. It's dark and light.
you hold it, but you don't
some
have
people
to pour
like
it.
fall more into the
Yeah.
the dark. Some people fall more into the
You
light.
can give it to God.
And then you have to have a balance. That's how I live. I felt like it's always a balance of. It's like you can't be the nicest motherfucker, and you can't be this old brute, evil,
Yeah.
always angry at everything. You got to find humor and shit. That's what the balance is. But you do have to acknowledge when dumb shit is. I feel like
Coming
you
out
can't
your
be around
mouth.
shit.
Yeah.
You got to
can't
catch
be
your own
around
dumb
something and
shit.
not
But
acknowledge,
see, I'm about to get
hey,
into the
and then
intricacy
just-
real quick, because I'm not gonna. So you, no, not you. God is going to do it. The Spirit of God does this. The Spirit of God brings perfection. Even man, no man is perfect enough. If you're perfect, you should just go up to heaven now. But what you're doing is you're used, even though you have temptations, you don't fall into that sin. You're used to bring heaven here on earth, because God wants all of his children to be in his spirit. And I believe like that. But, and we can talk about however we would like to talk about it. Let's just engage on what's happening spiritually. If we have a spirit that belongs to you, and you're saying, no, I don't want you to fill me up right now and give me the answers because you do too much. Basically, that's what happens. Even people who are just prayerful and all of whatever, they lose regard of wanting to go there, because it's like a hunt. Because of how people have been beating them down, they don't realize, like, the last time they prayed, that should be the floor. So the next time you pray, that should be the floor. And the next time you pray, and you're just going higher and higher, because things should be falling off of you. Why? Because God doesn't want you to have the burden of the world, so he can actually fill you with the spirit of discernment and the spirit that gives you the wisdom to know, okay, no, let me pull them to the side and speak to them. Let me get in their DM and converse with them, rather than it being this fake thing that we talked about even on TikTok. It's like, people are so invested in being actors that they're not invested in living in the spirit, which is them. That's why we have roles. We love Denzel because he taps into who he is.
Even with that, with like how you just said with the TikTok shit, you got people that's literally about to like go to prison because they're doing the fucking chase scam that they learned off of TikTok.
Boom.
And it's like common sense is like, why are you doing something with your bank account, with any bank account? Why are you trying to like? It's like it's not a video game. But this is what I'm saying.
They show you everything.
But there's no one to. If there was somebody to check motherfuckers, that I feel honestly that's what I like. What is wrong? Are you fucking stupid?
Yeah.
Like if you really had to talk to people like that,
yeah.
They didn't have that, and these people just so they're. That's what I mean by the balance of. It's not to just judge everybody or talk shit and just everything is.
So
but
you're
there's
just
people,
gonna judge Umar though?
No, because there's the proof.
That's why I said wait, because we were carrying him in the business, opening up.
But there's just the proof of just different shit of. That's just that just jumps into Steve Harvey now. Steve Harvey and D.O.
You dropping names.
Okay. And no, that's what Umar. That's who Umar's beefing with now.
Wait, what?
Yeah, exactly. Their name shouldn't even be. Where's the school, bro?
Is that what Steve Harvey actually?
Niggas in
Where's the
Harvey. We 13. We 19 years in. Nigga, LeBron, you was talking. You went from. It's like it's the same pattern. And I have shows. We've done this show
For sure.
We're about to come up on 150 episodes. Umar has been a topic no more than probably a solid 10 times on this show.
That's a lot of times.
Broken up. No, but like a 10-minute, 5-minute. Just when because it's so just because there's a pattern. There's a pattern that this dude does of. He comes out, people go, what's up with the school? He kept talking about the school, gathered donations. There was no school. Then it got so, the pressure built so much for him in 2018, 2019, he actually had to go buy a school. He had to go buy 2 structures in Baltimore. So he bought the cheapest buildings in like Baltimore.
I'm gonna meet Dr. Umar.
Just so he can and this is coming from somebody who used to watch Dr. Umar and listen to it and thought he was dope. And watch this dude watch the decline, not knowing I was watching the decline, but just like you said, I wasn't watching the judge. I was actually a supporter of Umar. So, but then when I went back, as I became aware of what this dude was doing.
Real quick, Top Gun. D Major just showed me we just lost James Earl Jones. Everybody.
Oh man, I was just watching Star Wars last night too.
Oh, my
That's
heart
crazy.
just dropped to my tongue.
Coming to America. Shredder. No, that's James Avery.
That's
James Avery, huh?
Yeah, that's James Avery.
Uncle Phil.
Yeah.
TV's grandpa.
One of them James.
The Lion King.
Him and
the
Lion
King. Mufasa.
Sandlot. Meteor Man.
He is James Earl Jones. He is the voice.
He was a Meteor Man with the toupees, nigga. He was that nigga. He was rapping in the window. He was on the block every day.
I'm being sentiment. He was loved. Sentimental. He was loved.
I'm being sentiment.
He was loved. He gave a lot to us in the creative world and in film and in television. He has been a light in my own life, even though I've never met him personally. And the world will miss him.
Best of the best.
And now Top Gun will continue to talk about how he was swerving. And he was dope in Sandlot. I remember that
he was a coach in Best of the Best. He was a karate team.
And so this is what going back to where we started this conversation at.
He has videos with Eartha Kitt.
Hold on, because going back to where we started this conversation at and people not knowing how to support us, I was going to say, I feel like we have to also give them credit for, like, none of this stuff was a real thing, 10 years ago. 10 years ago, TikTok and Instagram was not this serious as it is right now. I remember I was there, okay? Snapchat, listen, I was on Snapchat every single day, all day, getting my little 30 followers and was happy, okay? It's different when you cross into millions, okay? So that's one point. But also, I appreciate social media because it gives icons like James Earl Jones the ability to be able to see in real time. Like, I'm sure this man could have pulled out his phone on any given day and saw how much fans appreciated him.
Oh, definitely.
So once you cross that line of, I can't get nobody to support me, to people actually supporting you and appreciating you for what you do, like, there has to be some type of blissfulness in that. Because I know for me, after I get off stage and a woman comes up to me and grab me by the arm, I don't really like when y'all grab me. Okay, child, I be having anxiety.
And they grab both arms.
Don't touch me.
Oh my goodness.
Listen, but when they hold my hands and they look at me in my eyes and tell me I went through the same thing and I thank you so much for telling your story, I be like, girl, I'm about to tell it 7 more times because where you want me at? Give me the mic and I'll tell it again, okay?
Never ending.
So because
it
feels good to be appreciated for your gifts, and for your talent.
Even when I did music, that was it was the same thing. It's like you want to get paid for what you do. That's the whole point of, like, nigga, let's get this money. Like, that's if you could do what you love and get paid for it, that's dope. But when you, like, come off or people, like, tell, oh, bro, I listened. Bro, I didn't sing. Oh, do you didn't like? I
was doing X, Y, Z.
And I was just telling Cam when we first got here, last night at work, I got recognized on some, like, random shit it's weird, but by a porn star.
Black boy flex, okay. Black boy flex. Don't you be holding back.
She was like, I know you from somewhere, and I was like. And I'm at work.
Girl, I know you from somewhere too. I don't think we know each other.
She's like, you just seem like, and she's asking me if I know certain people, but the names she's saying are like, some of them are adult entertainers, some of them are rappers. And I'm like, I know that nigga. I know of that nigga, but I don't know that nigga.
I don't know that nigga.
Yeah, and she was like, yeah, I do this. I do content. I do only, and I've done movies. And I'm like, okay. And so we started talking. She's like, I felt like and I was like, I do comedy and a podcast. She's like, that's when she starts talking about the podcast she's been on. But that is like, that's dope. Just to have somebody, even like I told, I've been having a lot of people, and it usually happens at work. Because honestly, saying what we were talking about, just subscribing, I tell people at work, and they be like, hey, you do comedy? I'll be like, yo, subscribe to the podcast. So they'll be like, they fill out their phone, and click it right there. Right. Mm-hmm. Some of these same people, some of the people I didn't even know that watch, I'll be just standing there at work chilling. Mm-hmm. They'll walk up to me and, bro, hey, that shit y'all was talking about a couple weeks ago was, and it'd be like, and I can tell, you know, when somebody actually listened to what, and I'm like, oh shit, for sure, thanks. Just like the other day, these dudes, they drunk, they lit his shit outside the bar. It's like 1:30 in the morning. They talking, and he like, yeah. I don't know nothing about that, but I know innovative comedy. He did the drop. And I look at the nigga like, damn, bro. He look at me like, yeah, nigga, I'll be watching your shit.
I'll be watching.
So I've been getting that a lot. And it's not just me, but I'm just the one seeing it, but that's for everybody that's here.
It felt good when I came in here and somebody told me, I watched the first episode you was on, you was so funny, and she repeated things that I said, and we was here. I was like, oh shit, people actually like witnessing my presence here on the podcast. And that's a dope
every time I'm in
feeling.
the car, that's all I listen to now.
Yeah.
He's like, if I'm on the way to work, when I'm on the way back from work on lunch, going to get something, he's like, I just put that shit on.
It's a dope feeling.
He's like, I listen to it. That's how I used to listen to podcasts.
She being modest, but this child right here, okay, I don't know what God got me into and why he decided to have me there in that moment. But D Major got in my car with a keyboard, okay? I picked D Major and the keyboard up, okay? We drove to where she was at. It was a studio in a house. It was orange walls, Tony, okay? D Major started pushing buttons on the keyboard, and she started singing, and now it's a song that lives on my phone. And like, my mind is just like, God, I was here when they did this.
Nostalgia.
I told D Major, like, it's blowing my mind that the instrument that made this music is sitting in my back seat. Like, this is mind blowing to me.
Major, you
That's
got
a
a keytar?
That ride home too.
You got a keytar? That's dope as fuck. That's a real nigga.
It's like, it was just mind blowing to me to be in those creative moments. And
I know I play a few things.
I don't know how they felt as the artist to do that, but I was fangirling out in the moment. I'm like, you guys are absolutely amazing.
That's like a real collective.
I told D Major about her. I'm like, it's crazy to me that she could just wake up in the morning and that's what come out her throat. Like,
how early?
Crazy.
Yeah, so most motherfuckers wake up and just have bad breath in their mouth. That's it. Like, you got a whole hit.
She could just decide to do this whenever she wants to. Like,
yeah, my neighbors hate me. I get up in the morning now, and
child, I'll be knocking on your window. Girl, you better sing.
I'll be in there yodeling. Like,
how old were you when you like started like fully
singing? I started singing as soon as I had a voice to like talk. From what my mom said, she said she would sing to me and I'd copy what she would sing. And so, but I never knew that was the journey I was going to be on until I see my mother perform live. And she gave me chills. Like, she's the first deliverance, like the first church I ever went to was my mother. And like, you know, like when you see your mother, she can make you cry sometimes. She can pull things out of you, if And so that was what would happen with me. And she would do these performances, and then at 7 I was like, I want to learn how to sing. So I started singing Alicia Keys' Falling back to back to back to back to back. I'm telling you, like 365 days a year.
Sing it.
My father used to
right now. It. Go. Let me hear it. I want to hear it.
I keep on falling. That sounds just like how I used to sing when I was a kid. But see, the thing about it is what I realized is I was on a journey to find my own voice. And so I can sing those keys. I can get to that. But I'm also interested in what my mother had was her own voice. And I knew I had my own voice. And so, like, I would sing that song in a different octave and possibly in a different melody. After singing it for so long, I was like, this sounds like a country song when I was a kid. And my dad used to make fun of me. He's like, you sound country. And so, but yeah, Alicia Keys, I used to sing her back to back to back, and I went through.
Are you able to sing a snippet of one of the songs you recorded the other day when I was with you guys?
Yeah.
Whatever one comes to your heart.
My heart is beating because it is Celsius.
Y'all see I'm excited.
Okay. You already know I'm about to work out. How do you sleep at night when you could be holding me tight? How do you sleep at night when you could be holding me tight? I know you love me. 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 Yeah. No, I've been on your mind, even though we said goodbye. You could be holding me tight. Your love sets my heart on fire.
Oh, shit.
Listen, when I tell you,
I wrote that in 5-part harmony. 5-part harmony.
That's when I tell you I know these words, don't play with me, okay? I am an instant fan, okay?
She was over there like the stage mom in the back.
I want you to know, Ventage, from my own mouth. I want you to know from my own mouth in these last 6 minutes that we got on this podcast, podcast. I don't know how to act around you. Okay, look at my goosebumps.
Oh.
Like I don't know how to act because
Whoa.
I can get excited and hyperfixate. Right, I can get excited and
Low-key obsessed.
hyperfixate,
I'm the same.
and just like I'm listening to Vintage all day long. But it's like she's sitting right here next to me. How do I know if she want to listen to her all day long? Like this is strange for me. So it's like this is crazy. I've been trying to get D Major to sing all day. Like, bro, okay, I have a list of songs that I would like for you to melodize. Okay,
Melodize.
I know that it's not a word that you guys have
in.
heard before, but I like it. Okay, everybody else made up their own words. I'm making up mine. So,
do you have any projects coming up? Any performances?
Yes. Me and D Major, while he's in the building, this week.
Shout out to D Major in the building.
Yep. We'll be releasing acoustic versions of my album Spoken Soul.
That's dope.
Which is a genre of music that I've innovated. And and I'm grateful to tend to it and grow it and build it up, and hopefully, one day we'll have a community of a whole bunch of spoken soul creatives that it's not just about music, but it's about God and what God wants to reign and what he wants to say. And so I was like, dang, I don't even want to write love songs for a long time.
Use me, Lord.
I don't normally write love songs.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people know me as a rapper or a live performer.
Sometimes that's how it is.
Yeah.
That's how the phase is. Like,
And
What's that, Mr. Hunt?
you
and
be
so-
like, you just be like, I'm kind of.
Shout out to my
That's
fifth grade
how
teacher
when I did
watching us
music, I
on
was in
live.
that. But people used to be like, yo, the songs when you do girl songs, I would have girls say them shits was dope.
Yeah.
And these are people that wouldn't say shit about the other songs that I thought was hard as fuck, like me
Yeah.
getting off. But when I do some shit that I think is like whatever, they like that shit. I'm like,
Yeah.
motherfucker. So it's sometimes it's not what we.
It's never what we want it to
Exactly.
be. It's always what
Same thing with the jokes.
I let the audience decide what my jokes would be about.
You have to. It's almost. I mean, we have input. It's cool, but it's.
So to be completely
Yeah.
The
honest
shit
with
I
you,
think is funny. They don't.
To be completely honest
it
with
be
you.
crickets sometimes. I be like,
when
"That
I
was funny,
started
man."
comedy, I tried to write jokes. I have a whole lunch pail full of like bits that I just would come to my mind and I would write them down. And quickly, okay, the journey of comedy taught me that them probably not the best jokes. Okay. Because I watched people get on stage with their piece of paper and the things and the notes and the points that they wrote down. And that's not what was funny. So I made up my mind to, you know what? I'm going to just get on stage and talk. And whatever comes out my mouth that people laugh at, that'll be what I work on for the next
just
week.
keep adding to it.
Yeah,
Trim the
so
fat
that's what
and
led
add
to
it and-
the God joke, the STD joke, the
It's like it's experience. too.
yeah.
I didn't want to be serious, but it's like, they don't think it's funny, but does God think it's funny? Because
God
you
thinks
don't
it's
think it's funny,
funny.
but does God think it's funny? Because then it can be for
God thinks it's
everybody
hilarious.
at this point.
So yeah,
But sorry,
Okay.
I was making a deep connection. Our feet touching on the table.
Yeah, they be like,
and she playing footsie.
But so
Hold on, girl. I
so we
know you
gonna-
could sing, but listen.
My bad.
So we gonna
Your
make
feet
sure
was tucked away, so
promote everything, anything else,
Yes.
where they can find you.
Yeah.
And giving me your IG.
Your IG, where they can get to actually download the album with you and D Major,
yeah.
Instagram, everything.
Just right now, I want to lead you guys to Bandcamp so you can get the new music. It's going to be released on there first, and then we're definitely going to put things on streaming platforms. But just want to, see who likes the music and curate events for those people that are interested in the music. So on Bandcamp, it's just Vintage. I have a love EP out right now called Black Light Love. And and me and D Major, we have a few records we're dropping on Instagram this week first and on YouTube, like Feng Shui, It's a Vibe, and a new banger as well called I Know. I was singing a little piece of it with my dry ass voice because it's hot. But thank you so much for even, announcing that and putting that on the platform, because I would love for anybody who's listening to just tap in, give it an ear. If you don't like it, I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? So, and it helps me. It teaches me. I feel like, what doesn't work for somebody, like, it's like being in a ring and somebody knocked you out. It wasn't like, oh, he knocked me out. It was like, oh, he just taught you something. You weren't covering yourself right there. And so, I think it's not like, oh, all my music is one genre, but finding like, you have a boyfriend, you have a love life, you have family, you have a way to talk about how you get money. It just might not be the way that, you think people would receive, but they would, yeah.
So they can find you on IG.
Yeah, IG at Vintage 1245. Ventage 1245.
Cool, thank you.
Ooh.
Sean.
Yes, you can find me at, you can Google literally Shantanette Morgan. It'll pop up everywhere. Okay. But you can also follow me on Instagram at just Shantanette. That is Sean, like Shawn Mendes, like ta-da. And I gotta find something else for net. Okay. I can't figure out what to say for a net, like
Just
a
think
net for
about
fishing.
It's gonna come to
Like a
you.
net, like something like that. I'm on something with that, huh, Cam?
Network,
Okay.
network.
Yeah.
We're gonna keep working on it. Net like your net worth. Ah, I like that.
Yeah.
That sounds like a bar.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds like a bar.
We'll get to
Okay.
it.
Shine like Shawn Mendes, like ta-da, and net like your net worth.
Okay.
Okay. Go ahead, Top Gun. Let them know where they can find
Tony
you.
Grams, follow me on IG at Tony Grams, TONY_GRAMS, and shit, tap in.
Tap in.
Y'all can find me at COOLAZZCAM. Tap in with our website, www.theinnovativeculture.com. Follow us on Instagram at innovative.culture and innovative.comedy. And subscribe to our YouTube at youtube.com/innovativeculture.
Innovative comedy.